So what do you got for me?
What do you want me to have for
I want
you?
a scoop, something. What's
Some
happening?
sort of scoop.
Something. That
Like,
episode
I mean,
you just shot.
I do end up telling people, colleagues of Amy Farrah Fowler's. Sheldon tells them, because he thinks it's a good thing to tell them, that they you know, they've got a good relationship and a physical one, and that one time he spanked her, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his willing to admit that explains how he felt about that. It needed to happen. It wasn't pleasurable.
For
It hurts
either
me
one of
more than it hurts you. You know, yeah. Well, no, she loved it. Are you kidding me?
Did she though?
That episode goes out on a spanking last year with her going, "Oh my."
I don't know that she
That
really
sounds-
liked it though.
Well, I hope you get her here and can ask her.
I want to get her on the record and confirm that she enjoyed
Give the background to the spanking.
How was The Normal Heart? Because I saw you in the
it's
play and you were
wonderful.
fantastic.
Thank you.
How different was it? 'Cause you're playing the same character.
I'm playing the same character. You know, it's funny. It's a very different experience because every other role around me is played by somebody different than was in the play. So it's very different coming in your ear. You're like, what? That sounds, and you get used to it and it's wonderful. So it's very different, but there's a similar feel. Once you're into it and doing it, this camaraderie and this, you know, I mean, that script's written as people banding together for the fight of their lives. And you can really, that starts to affect everybody. And it feels, you love going to work to do it. You find yourself, you love these people you're working with. And that doesn't always happen. There's a lot of, I give a lot of credit to everybody cast. I give a lot of credit to Ryan Murphy. He's doing a fantastic job at directing it. And I give a lot of credit to Larry Kramer's script. It's just, it's a real unifier.
I'm Haley Steinfeld, and you're watching ENTV.
Hi, my name is Kiernan Shipka, and you're watching ENTV.
Aubrey Plaza, ENTV. I just touched it with my mouth, sorry.
I was seeing if you would pack it in before I did, but clearly you're just as desperate as I am. My next guest is a very beautiful actress. She stars in Strike Back, which is Friday nights on Cinemax. Please welcome the adorable Rona Mitra, everybody. Rona Mitra. Look lovely.
Oh, thanks. So do you.
Well, thank you. I've been swimming a lot. Do you like to go swimming?
I'm not a big fish, actually. More of a cat.
Cat? You like to go pawing? What makes you cat-like?
Oh, I like to look at it and keep a distance and maybe put...
Oh, water! Yes, I see. Yeah.
What were you talking about?
No, I was just the cat thing. I was like, I was thinking, how does a cat get exercise? But they don't really, unless they're killing something, they don't really exercise.
They play with balls of string and...
You seem to have studied these creatures. Do you have cats?
No, not anymore. I did.
You killed your cat? What happened?
I ate it. No.
Your cat shuffle along?
Somebody, do you know what? Someone took my cat. I had this amazing, this is not really that poignant, but someone actually took my cat.
Wait, stole it?
Yeah, his name was Django. He was sort of like a little baby mountain lion, and
How awful.
Well, he thought I think he thought he was a superhero, and at night he used to just take off and fight crime and sort of dart along the rooftops. I'd see him. The only thing he was missing was a cape. And somebody thought he was amazing, so they took him.
Well, that's a ghastly business.
Give him back.
Yeah. You know, I heard.
Come and get you.
I heard that also happened to a rhino recently as well.
Where is the rhino?
The rhino's behind you.
Oh, hello. Hi. I like your menagerie. I'm very envious. I always try to fit in a petting zoo in most of my contracts, but I always say just little animals.
Well, have you ever ridden horses?
Often.
Really?
Yes.
Do you still do it?
I do. Yes.
Do you have horses with you?
Look at that one.
Yeah, no, that's more of a kind of... I'm a bit worried. Listen, see, when you put the music on the horse, watch this.
What happens?
All right, that's enough. I didn't want to scare you, but as you can see, it's not really a friendly horse.
Medication.
Yeah, no, it's a you know, serial killer. Dressed as a horse.
Right.
Yeah.
Lovely eye makeup, though. I have to say, they did a really nice job.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. So listen, tell me about Strike Back. What's that? What? But can I just ask? Wow, look at that. Is that sapphires?
It's bedazzlement.
Oh, right.
Of some description.
It's beautiful. It's very, very eye-catching.
It is quite fancy, isn't it? It's fancier than I am. I thought.
No, you're fancy.
I sometimes have moments of.
Well, aren't you fancy in your home life?
I'm trying to think and make something up that's a really big lie, but no.
That's all right.
When I am home, I suppose. Yeah, no. God, no. A bit of a hobbit, really.
Really? Do you have hairy feet? Can I see?
No.
You know, you shave your feet. Do you shave your feet?
No, I do not.
Why? I just thought you might shave your feet if you were a hobbit-like. You might have hairy feet.
No, only the boys have to, and they actually are quite proud of their foot fur. The hobbits in the Shire that I don't live in.
I wouldn't know. I'm a Gryffindor. I don't know anything about that. So, tell me about the Strike Back show then. What's that you strike back?
Yes, frequently.
Is it vigilantes? Are you crazy vigilantes that go nuts and wreck the joint?
No, it's sort of special ops unit out in various different parts of Africa, and which is where we've been filming for the last 7 months. So I've just come back and...
From Africa?
Yes.
See any rhinos?
Touchy subject.
Are they? They are endangered, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and I did see some of that, but it's
well, that's why we have a rhino here, which is not a real rhino, I have to tell you.
One piece.
He saved me.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, yes.
God bless you.
Thanks very much. I saved the gay robot skeleton as well.
God bless you.
Oh, really? That's less of a God bless you than the rhino saving.
Well, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. He can look after himself.
I think he's got it covered.
What the hell, man?
I like your suit.
Save me from myself.
Hey, so you're out in Africa? Where were you filming in Africa?
Mozambique and Cape Town and Johannesburg.
That sounds very exciting, if you don't mind me saying so. It sounds like a lot of fun.
It was pretty full on. It was the first English, although it's HBO and Cinemax, it's actually an English production, and you sort of put the Brits and the South Africans together, and you have Bedlam, really.
Yeah, I think you have the Boer War, don't you?
Yeah. There's that. It felt like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, actually, as a result of it. It's quite good to be back in the America. Everything's a little bit more sedated here.
Man, you have had a rough time of it.
Well, until you turn on CNN.
Yeah, no, well, things are all right. I like America. Do you live here or you live in Blighty?
I do. I reside here.
Oh, here in Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you go to that big supermarket in West Hollywood? Do you go there?
I feel like right now I'm in Mordor, because this is east of where I usually live, west, and so this is...
As I say, I'm a Gryffindor. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, so then you feel the same way then?
Well, I just know that this is my house, and occasionally that willow over there gives me a whomp. Oh, as he's doing right now. It's time for do you want an apple?
Yes, very much so. Oh, what will happen if I eat it?
Well, why don't you eat it and find out?
Okay.
Rudomitra, everybody, we'll be right back.
And how the hell did they get a tracker on you?
I don't know, man. Must have been at the airport, but they could have got one on you, Michael.
Mr. Carney, is this about asking for something, or is this about, well, I think what Lowry was saying earlier on, ordering your thoughts and having a little bit of focus and just sort of centering yourself and saying, right, I would like this to happen and I must do this and it would be good if I did this.
Well, no doubt that's true. And I think listening to the Christian view of prayer, I'd want to separate out two things. One is belief, and the other is what's happening in your mind. And I actually am open, at least, to the possibility that one person's mind can influence and affect another person in ways we don't really understand. When I've met people who've been very deeply practicing on a spiritual path, not necessarily Buddhist, you sometimes encounter a sense of their being and a sense of their loving kindness that really touches you, and it has a healing kind of feel. So I'm open to the idea that we can influence each other. But I really want to separate that out from the faith that goes along with it, the idea that it's God intervening, that there's some kind of, that Jesus is involved in some way. The mind is more mysterious than we know, and we can access some of those powers, I think, through meditation, maybe through prayer.
Your question, Nicky, was, does prayer work? I feel obliged to say...
Have you had any prayers answered?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question, isn't it? Because I prayed very hard to have a child while my partner and I were going through IVF, and we had a child. Now, I wanted to know afterwards whether or not that child was a result of a miracle of faith or a miracle of science. I came to the position that I didn't really know. And you know what?
It was a fact of science, surely, wasn't it?
Well, it was a fact of science too, but there was also that other feeling. What about all the other people who were praying just as hard in all the clinics whose desperation I saw on a daily basis? What about them? Why weren't their prayers answered? That's a question.
Can I just say something?
No, hang on. That's a question that I wrestle with, because I want to point out actually, that Spiro's version of the way prayer works is only one Christian version of the way it works. It's not the only Christian version. And another thing to say about whether prayer works is, if I'm contemplating the way things are, and I'm externalising how I feel about them, even if there's no God there, that's a positive thing.
That's a good thing, right.
And if it brings me back to say, well, what's in my back pocket? What can I do about it? What action can I take?
I can't pray for more time on this schedule on BBC.
Can I just say just a couple of points?
You've only got 20 seconds.
Right. Prayer, first of all, is about relationship, and it's relationship with God. And God is a living being. He has free will, and he is all wisdom and all knowledge. Now, with the second issue about the brain and thoughts, I met a man called Stanley
I'm so sorry. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. And all the debates will continue on the message boards. See you next week.